Why are things even different in the first place? I can go on and on with questions about behind closed doors and what you do behind closed doors or what you don't do, but suffice it to say, I do believe that there are some things that are reserved for behind closed doors.
All right.
And of course, when we talk about behind closed doors, we're just really talking about private matters, aren't we?
Amen.
But also suffice it to say that the core of who we are behind those doors should not change.
Amen.
We should be the same. Do I need to say that again? Who we are in public and who we are in private should in essence be the same person. Amen. We might address something differently behind the closed doors, but who you really are shouldn't change.
Amen.
Some things we do need to do behind closed doors because we don't want everybody to know our business.
Amen.
When I was growing up, and our pastor used to say it more than my mama, but he used to always say what goes on at home stays at home. And that's what he used to say. Ain't like that today, y'all. I mean, everything is out there on display. I mean, ain't nothing private hardly anymore. Lord help us, Jesus. We got reality TV, and I'm like, what? In Sam's Carnation, there are just some things that's just reserved between you and the house.
All right. Amen.
We know too much today. Help us, Jesus. Amen, somebody. We know absolutely way too much today. There are times when we're hurting. Sometimes we need to retreat and go behind closed doors, don't we?
Amen.
We may need a moment to gather ourselves. There may be someone, a family member or a loved one, who's going through the exact same things because it could be a death in the family or the loss of someone or whatnot. And sometimes you need to withdraw to deal with some things.
All right.
It's in those times that we can find strength and we can find comfort because someone is sharing in the experiences with us. The day was still Resurrection Sunday for the disciples that we find today in our text. They happen to be behind closed doors. We can only imagine what they were experiencing, what they were feeling. I'm sure that their emotions were in complete disarray. Their world, after all, had been turned upside down and downside up and all around, inside out and outside in. They were going through a plethora of experiences.
Right.
The loved one, the one that they loved, and the one that they had been followed, had been mistreated, that he was killed and he was buried, and now of all things, his body is reportedly missing.
All right.
What were they to make sense of it? The women had just gone there this morning, and we last week we didn't really delve or expound upon it a whole lot, but in John's Gospel, Mary was the one who went to the tomb, and she told